What's up, everybody? So today we'll be working on Luke's truck once again. I know in the previous video I said I wanted to tear down the engine, which we're going to do that here shortly, so stay tuned for that. But for today, we figured we need to do some cleanup stuff. We actually had, it was a few days of just nice weather, and we were able to get this thing outside and cleaned up, which, I mean, it's...
Can't really tell.
It's clean. This vinyl is really weird. For some reason, when you do...
I guess that's all right.
Yeah, that one's okay, but when you do get it wet or try to dry it off or anything...
Even if you rub up on it.
Well, I mean, we can go to this side over here. You can kind of see it. Yeah, like right there, bottom of the door. Like
it just runs.
It's clean, but the vinyl just runs for some reason. So we need to do something with that, kind of delete the vinyls here eventually. The other thing that we also did, like, here's the engine. You guys saw it in the last video. It was disgusting. It was just covered in dirt, oil, grime, everything. So you guys can see here, it is all cleaned up now. So when we do tear it down, we're not going to get a huge mess. I mean, it'll still be a mess. And the other thing I thought was kind of interesting is when we did wheel this thing outside, a few chunks of metal kind
More than a few.
fell out on the ground. So I'm really curious to see what it looks like on the inside there. As far as the, well, I guess last video we did exhaust.
Yep.
Which,
well, we did, yeah. We started exhaust.
This thing's stupid loud. We ended up getting started in the morning or afternoon, I guess, and was able to push it outside, get it clean. So hopefully the neighbors aren't too mad at us. But you do have an exhaust piece coming. So
yeah,
in the mail.
One that we actually couldn't make ourselves.
Yeah, we have the old pipe over here we can show you. It's basically this section from here to here. That way we have something to hook up to with a flange and then just run it straight back. Kind of similar how the previous owner had done it. I'm not really sure if we're going to run a muffler on the exhaust, but we'll see. As far as today goes, we're going to be doing pour 15 on the frame. We went ahead, which I don't know if you guys can see inside there.
I'll hit a light with it.
Yeah,
with a light.
Yeah, let them see. You can see how it's kind of turning white and stuff, or I guess silver, whatever color that is. It's the rush conversion stuff that we've used. It's that fix. You guys have seen it in previous videos, but it's just prep work for the pour 15, which Luke has here. And this stuff, I mean, we use it on the Explorer.
People seem to swear by it. So.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. I like the way it is. We also managed to pick up some
liner for the floor.
Yeah, just to keep the crap off the floor, because last time it did make a mess and I don't want to do that again.
Not come off either.
No. We also have some paint brushes, some mixing cups here, just so we're not dipping out of this can, because if you were to use a brush to dip in there, it's just going to
activate it.
Yep, so we can't have that. And then Luke ended up picking up these giant wire brushes. Big old toothbrushes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's going to scrape off all the rust scale that's on the truck and get it prepped up. So I guess right now, let's go and get this thing jacked up in the air and get the wheels off. And now you guys can see, truck is up in the air, tarp's down, so everything will be nice and clean. Won't get anything on the floor. Next step up, we got wire brushes. So we got two here. I'll probably do one side, Luke will do the other, just to make things go a lot faster.
We got
basically
area to cover.
Yeah, there's a ton of like frame to get. But basically what we're trying to do is knock down any of that heavy rust scale that's on there, just because the 415 won't stick to that. Even though we did do that fixed rust corrosion stuff, that goes so far, but we need to knock down any of that heavy flaky stuff.
We're covering our bases.
Yeah, so we want it to be prepped up nicely. I mean, if we were to do this like properly, we'd probably do like a full frame off type of thing. But for this, I think this will be fine. It'll just protect it just enough. I mean, I've used it on the Explorer. It's held up nicely. It's been a full winter now and haven't had any issues with it. And yes, the Explorer will be coming back. Don't worry. Currently my mom's daily driving it, so she's needed that, and I mean, it's held up great. And the other thing that Luke and I talked about, since the truck will be up in the air for a while, I mean, the frame's getting coated. It's going to take 24 hours. So I figured we might as well freshen things up, and you end up picking up some 3M undercoating, which this stuff is awesome.
You said you liked it.
Yep, I used it before. I used it on the Civic. I think on the Explorer we ended up using Rust-Oleum, which it's not bad, but I kind of like the 3M products a little bit better. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but it sends the spray better, it gets more coverage, so that's what I went with that. So for now, let's go ahead, get the wire brushes out, and start cleaning up the frame. So now we got the frame all scuffed up with the wire brushes. You can see we got the tarps down just because how big of a mess it is. All the little flaky pieces are all over the place. but it cleans up pretty decently. Get rid of most of the scaling and stuff. Might be a little bit easier to see in the back here. So you can see back there, it looks much better. So now the surface should be prepped up and ready to go, so we can go ahead and do the Pour 15. I tried time-lapsing that as best as I could so you guys could actually see it. I know I have a lot of you guys commenting saying that you want to see more stuff like that, so I tried. I don't know how well this one's going to turn out just because of how dark it is, but I guess, are you ready to start Pour 15ing this?
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, let's try to get this looking nice and fancy. All right, so we went ahead, we got our gloves on, as you guys just saw. We're gonna go ahead and mix up this Pour 15. We cannot shake it, you have to stir it up. So we got to use, I don't know, I'll probably use like a screwdriver or something just to stir it up. But we'll pour out a little bit into each one of these cups. We don't need all these cups, just one for you, one for me. Yep, so we can have them. But yeah, I'll fill up some of this. Whoa. This stuff is very, very thin, which is kind of nice. So we have to do like multiple coats of this. But basically, like I said, we'll just pour out a little bit. So Luke will have a cup, I'll have a cup, and we'll just start brushing it on. So let's go ahead and get these set up. Okay, so now we have our cups filled up here. That should be enough for each of us on each side just because this stuff is pretty thin and it does go a long ways. So for you guys, if you guys ever try to attempt this stuff on your own, you don't really need a whole lot, at least from my experience doing it with the Explorer. So this should be enough for us. So I guess let's go ahead and start putting it on the frame. Okay, so we got our cup here with our Pour 15 in it, which you guys just saw, the brush. Basically, you're just gonna wanna kinda dip the tip in there or whatever and spread it back and forth. I don't know if it really matters as far as direction goes. I think it's just as far as getting coverage on this. And from what I read and stuff, I believe it's like 2 coats of this so you'll need. We could always do a little bit more, but you only have, what, is it like a 6-hour window or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
2 to 6 hours or something like that.
Yeah, so we just gotta kind of be quick about it. So we'll go ahead and start applying this. Okay, so we just managed to get our Pour 15 done. We got, what, 2 coats down, which is, I guess, the minimum that you need, which I think will be more than enough for this.
It should be more than enough.
It looks awesome. No more having that rusty, nasty look underneath there. I mean, aside from like the shocks and the drum and everything, which I think we should like do something with the drums and the rotors and the calipers up front. But you guys can see here, it does look much better. It's more cleaned up. This isn't done. You can still see it's pretty shiny, pretty wet. So we got quite a bit of time for this to cure. We did hit like up inside there just to kind of protect it before we actually do undercoat it. But there, you guys can see, it looks way better.
It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the toughest challenges that we had was really getting the top of the frame rails. You have like no good access to this. I mean, if we were to do this properly, it would probably be like a frame off restoration. Yeah. So we're not really looking to do that. It's just kind of cleaning this truck up, making it nice.
Just protect it.
Yeah, protecting it, getting rid of the rust, or at least sealing it in so it doesn't rust any further. So I'd say it's good for now. Next up that we have to do is undercoating. So
we gotta wait.
We have to wait a while. We have to wait a full day. So we'll be back, I guess, in 24 hours. For you guys, it'll just be a second. So see you guys soon. All right, so we're back now. It's the next day. The Pour 15 has completely cured up and dried. I think it looks awesome.
It looks great.
The frame looks all brand new. I mean, you guys can kind of see in there. Luke's got the light out. So yeah, you guys can just see that. It looks really good.
We even hopped up into the
wheel wells. Yeah, I think it turned out really good. I mean, basically the only reason we did this here and up here was just to keep any kind of rust from happening. It kind of had a little bit of surface rust, but nothing too bad. This is just to help seal it in and protect it before we do the undercoating.
And it's real smooth. It isn't tacky at all.
It feels like it's really durable and stuff. Yeah. It's really solid. And we had like the leftover cups and stuff over here, which you just cup here.
That one out.
Yeah. I mean, look at that stuff. And then the brushes here are just solid.
They're rocks.
It's pretty cool. But next up, we're gonna go ahead and do is undercoating on this truck just to give it that last clean final look on it and help protect everything up inside there. So we have the 3M stuff, which you guys saw earlier in the video. Yep, Luke's got it right there. And we also picked up some, what is that, masking paper, tape.
Comes with the
plastic.
tape on it already.
So this will help cover everything up. So we do not want to get the undercoating on the brakes, suspension components, so that'll protect everything. All we're doing is just basically spraying up in here, get that all covered up, and then same thing up here in the front. We'll probably spray back in here too. We'll need to cover this up so we don't get the light, any kind of undercoating on there. But all of this up inside here will get coated as well. So for now, let's go ahead, mask everything off, and then get ready to start painting or undercoating. Okay, so you guys can see here, we end up getting this all masked off. So we got the outside of the fender kind of trimmed off just so I don't spray underside here. And we also have like the light and stuff. I don't even know if you guys can see it. There. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, there's a light, there's a hole here where like the signals are back there. So we got that masked off, and everything up in here is all masked off. Brake lines, suspension components here, brakes, everything. So, oh yeah, and I end up, you can kind of see.
Oh, on the inside?
Yeah.
Ooh,
No, there's no holes on the other side, but I went ahead, blocked those off just so any of the undercoating doesn't spray into the engine bay. You guys can already see here, those headers we installed in the last video are starting to change colors, which is pretty sick. So let's go ahead and start spraying the undercoating. Okay, so we just finished getting our coats down. We got 2 coats on. They take roughly like, what was it, 5 to 10 minutes a piece for each individual coat, but then it takes a whole another hour to cure. So we're gonna let this set up, bring you guys back. We'll probably just throw the wheels on and just finish it, finalize it all. You guys got to see us spraying it. You can see up inside the wheel well, it's like super black. I mean, yeah, you might want to throw the light on so you actually see, just because it's really dark, but it looks really good. Makes it all finished up nicely. Once we move the tape, you'll be able to see like a frame rail and stuff. Front end cleaned up really nicely too. So there's all that. I think it looks awesome.
It does. It looks really good.
Once we get the wheels back on and lower this, it's gonna look really good. So we'll let this cure up. Like I said, it takes an hour, so we'll be back. All right, so we got the truck back on the ground. Wheels are on it. This thing looks sick now. I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
It cleaned it up.
It really cleaned it up. Looking up underneath here, I mean, I don't even know if they can see it just because it's going to be just
pull the light out.
Yeah, get a light. Oh yeah, you guys can see that on the camera now. That looks really good. It looks, I mean, it looks like basically brand new underneath there.
Yeah, it does.
The only thing that does kind of suck is we couldn't hit the top of the frame like we said earlier in the video.
We reached where we could.
Yep. So I mean, it's completely coated now for the most part. It looks better. It's gonna hide or take care of any of the rust that was there.
Yep.
So now it's completely done. Next step, we're still gonna do exhaust.
That's coming in.
He did, yeah. I think we mentioned earlier in the video that you did order
a
pipe for the metal section, and we'll go ahead and build off of that. It'll maybe be straight pipe, or we may add a muffler. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
We gotta just see
what
how
sounds
loud
best.
it is, really.
And
I think lower time, maybe
lowering. We got to get some stuff in for that. So
True.
We'll see. I'm not sure how low it's going to be, whether it be 3 inches or 4 inches.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know
We'll
yet.
figure something out. And we also need to tear down the Civic's engine, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.